What's going on, Jam Fam? Welcome back to the gaming station. So, we're not going to do a podcast this week. Unfortunately, schedule didn't line up very well to actually do the podcast. So, again, another week without a podcast. But we're on a bit of an upload streak here, so I didn't want to break it until Sunday. So I wanted to make sure I got a video out today, and then we're doing the live stream tomorrow. So I decided that I think I want to do another gadget discussion piece, even though we're getting a bunch of gadgets right now. They haven't announced second gadgets for every brawler, so I decided to look at ones that I don't think are getting second gadgets at the moment, and then try to make ideas for them, kind of like I did with the Pam, Leon, and Max ones. Even though the Max one obviously didn't work out, I still think that was a good idea. I'm not really a huge fan of her time back one. It's kind of hard to use in my opinion. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back on subject. So, as you can tell from the thumbnail, the brawlers I want to talk about are Bibi, Poco, and Rico today. I had a couple good ideas for them, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. You guys can obviously always tell me that my ideas are trash and what you would rather see on them, because, you know, I always enjoy engaging with you guys about that stuff down in the comments. Even if you don't agree with me, I don't mind at all. Okay, anyway, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the first gadget, and the first one I want to go over, of course, is Bibi. She is my main brawler, and, of course, I want to talk about her real quick. Not that I don't like her current gadget, I just, like I said, wanted to think of second gadgets that would work pretty well for these brawlers. So, the idea I had for Bibi's second gadget is called Grand Slam. And basically what this is going to do, it's kind of act like a dynamite gadget where her next attack is going to have the effect on it. And that effect is going to be, no matter what her ammo count is, her next attack is going to have the knockback that normally she only gets when her ammo is full. I don't think this is going to be like an OP gadget for her. I think it'll be very useful, depending on your style of how you play Bibi. Because if you want to play like a really controlling Bibi, you like to have that knockback as much as possible, and you kind of just want to keep people off of the middle of the map, or you want to knock them into a zone where you want them to be able to be pinched by another teammate of yours. And then there's also like a really aggressive Bibi style where you're going to want to be in people's faces a lot, and you can use Vitamin Booster to keep your HP topped off while you're approaching, or when you're trying to back out and you can just hide behind a wall and let yourself heal up. I feel like both of these gadgets would complement those playstyles in one way or another. Like I said, having the knockback one a lot would be able to let you control the field a little bit more as Bibi, while having Vitamin Booster and having the heals whenever you need them would also help the aggressive Bibi style. And I don't think that the knockback one will outshine the healing one because, like I said, they have different distinct uses, and they're not going to overlap. And I don't think that it's going to be very underpowered because the way you're going to use it is to try to help control the field. The one issue with this gadget idea, though, is that it doesn't really pair too well with her star powers because her star powers rely on her having her ammo full and having the knockback effect charged just to be able to use them. So in that regard, it doesn't work well with her star powers, but I could still see it being used pretty effectively in matches depending on your situation. Alright, the next brawler I want to talk about is Poco. And the idea I had for Poco was something of like a root ability that would cause people to not be able to move for a second or two after they got hit with an attack. So the name of this gadget would be called Rooting Rift. And like I said, my idea would be, it would just be like the other gadget I talked about in Dynamite's stunning gadget, where you hit the ability and then your next attack has the effect. And like I said, it would stun you in place for 2 seconds. You would still be able to shoot. That's why I called it a root, because you just wouldn't be able to move. You would be able to shoot though. And the reason why I decided to make it a root instead of a stun is because Poco double tank is a very strong comp. Even right now, it's still very strong, and it's been strong for a long time. And the idea is that if it was a true stun and you couldn't attack, Poco running Decapo in this gadget, with having a tank on top of you, the Poco would heal the tank and be able to stun you at the same time, and that's pretty toxic in my opinion. So being able to defend yourself while the root is in effect makes it a little less toxic in my opinion, but it could still be strong depending on how long the root is for and what tank is on top of you, because obviously if you get a tank like Frank on top of you, it's not that much damage, but if you get somebody like Bull on top of you, you're gonna die no matter what brawler you're playing. And another reason I went with an ability like this as opposed to something like more healing for Poco is because right now Poco has way too many ways to heal teammates right now. He's got his super, he's got Decapo, and he's got Tuning Fork. So if you gave him another healing ability, it kind of makes everything way redundant, in my opinion, because it doesn't really matter what your build is for Poco. He's basically just going to fill that one role no matter what. And like I said in my last gadget idea video, I like the idea of Brawlers having diverse kits because it makes the game a little more complex in regards to how you approach the beginning of a match, because you need to be able to figure out what your opponent's running and how you're going to play around that. So giving Poco an offensive ability as opposed to another support ability rounds out his possible builds in some regard, in my opinion, because Screeching Solo and Decapo obviously are two different abilities, and then you got to give him Tuning Fork and then another gadget that's going to give him some kind of offensive capability, because Tuning Fork's his support ability. So that was my idea behind that. Alright, and we're on to our last brawler already, and our last brawler is going to be Rico. So again, we're going to go with another attack-based gadget. I actually really like these ones for Brock and Colt, the new ones that they just announced, where they shoot one individual projectile, and it has like double effects, like more damage and can break walls or whatever. So I thought it would be cool to give Rico one of these abilities, and after talking with unnamed Rico main on Discord, we had the idea of giving Rico one of these abilities too. And the idea we came up with was the super bouncy ball. Basically, Rico would shoot out one of those individual projectiles that's like super big, and it would act a lot like a BB bubble, where it would bounce around the map for a certain amount of time, and it would do extra damage. It wouldn't do like the normal 400 something damage that Rico does. And obviously, with having it bounce around the map for like a super long time, you wouldn't want it to do like way too much damage, like 1500 damage, because if you get hit by it multiple times, you're gonna die. But having it do something like, I don't know, 800 damage, I think that would be fair. And having it timed like a BB bubble would it kind of fits with Rico's kit, in my opinion, because obviously Rico's built around being able to bank shots around walls and stuff, and being able to bank a giant bubble around the wall that's going to do extra damage kind of makes it just feels like it fits Rico, you know what I mean? This does kind of overlap with Rico's current gadget, in my opinion, just a little bit, in regards to it shooting more bullets and bouncing around a lot. But Rico's current gadget kind of feels more like a defensive gadget to use when someone gets too close to you, or like gets stuck in a tight area around you. And this, in some regard, would feel more like a secondary super for Rico, because, like I said, I am basing it off of BB super. So, in that regard, it might not fit the idea of, like, a traditional gadget, but I still think it's a really cool idea, and it fits Rico pretty thematically, so I do like the idea. But what do you guys think? Do you think these are good ideas? Do you think they work pretty well? What's your favorite one out of the batch? And if you have any ideas for gadgets for Brawlers, comment it down below as well. And if anyone hasn't joined the Discord yet, we do have a Discord server. We've had it for a couple weeks now, I think like 2 or 3 weeks. It's running pretty well. People are pretty active in there. So if you're not in the Discord server yet, please consider joining. I will put a link down in the pinned comment. And also, I've been streaming for about 2 months, every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys are free at that time and you just want to come hang out, chat, maybe play some friendly games, stop by for that too, because it's a good time. It's really fun hanging out with you guys and talking. So yeah, consider stopping by for that as well. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you thought down in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.